In August 1947, British finally left India after more than 300 years. But British India was partitioned into two independent national states, India and Pakistan. India was to have a Hindu with a secular country, but Pakistan was to have a Muslim majority country. This is a story of how two countries were carved up in a host by British colonialists and how to led this one of the largest human migration in history. An estimated probably 15 million people were uprooted as Muslims began to trekking to East and West Pakistan, while Hindus and Sikhs went to other way, and that's why between 1 and 2 million people have lost their life due to large scale of religious violence and starvation, and more than 75,000 women were raped and abducted. But how did this religious hatred speak so much violence? To understand this, we need to look at the British rule of India. Tensions between Hindus and Muslims were soaring more rapidly before British Raj was established. But when they come to the rule, they always follow an famous rule of strategy, divide and rule. They always enforce specific measures like scientific census in 1871 and formation for a separate electorate for Muslims, and which led to the evolution of great religious identity. This identity became more important than language or ethnicity, so that British could concentrate their own power, and like that mistrust between Hindus and Muslim society began to grow. Partition unleashed a wave of bloodshed. One of the central flashpoints was Punjab. People who suddenly found themselves in a wrong country had to flee from their ancestors' homes on by foot, on by train. More than 7 million people travelled from India to Pakistan, and another 7 million people travelled from Pakistan to India. Mobs hid in the buses along the way, waiting for slaughters. Hindus, Sikhs, and Muslims were killing one another. Women were raped and attacked. Some pregnant women attacked by mobs had to their bellies cut out of them. Even children were not separate. Some women attacked by their own fathers and brothers, so they could not be captured. Some other women committed suicide by throwing themselves into wells to avoid education and preserve their honor. Homes and businesses were looted and burned down. Massive and sudden migration changed the demography of South Asia forever. Almost all Hindus fled cities like Karachi, which were populated with under just 50% of Hindus before partition, and more than 30 million Muslims were forced to flee Delhi, along the capital of independent India.